Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The Young and the Restless spoilers Monday, March 20th update, Amanda's face-off, Phyllis busted. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, March 20th reveal that Amanda Sinclair, Mishael Morgan, faces off against Devon Hamilton, Bryton James. Meanwhile, Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, catches Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, snooping around. It is also teased that Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, discuss the upcoming bicentennial gala. Y&R spoilers, Amanda Sinclair's face-off. On Monday, March 20th, fans can expect Amanda to come back to Genoa City. However, Amanda is returning to help Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, with Devon. Fans know that there is personal history between Amanda and Devon. What is this? Report ad. It will be the first time Amanda has seen Devon since she left town. As fans recall, Devon betrayed Amanda again. So, Devon and Abby Newman Abbott's, Melissa Ordway, betrayal will still hurt Amanda. Plus, seeing Devon and Abby together could make Amanda hurt even worse. Even though Amanda isn't a vengeful person, seeing Devon and Abby together could change things. Of course, it's always possible that Amanda and Devon will reconnect in a positive way. Perhaps Amanda will feel conflicted about helping Chancellor Winters defeat Devon. However, Amanda is very dedicated to her career. So, she will continue to play her A-game in court. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Amanda Sinclair's face-off Genoa City is about to witness one of its most explosive confrontations yet as Amanda Sinclair steps back into the spotlight, bringing with her a storm of emotion, revenge, and long-buried secrets. After months away, Amanda returns to town not as the composed attorney everyone once knew, but as a woman on a mission, determined to reclaim her power and confront those who wronged her. The tension simmers as she prepares to face Devon Hamilton, Abby Newman Abbott, and several key figures whose choices still haunt her. Viewers can expect passion, anger, and stunning revelations as Amanda's face-off shakes the very core of Genoa City's elite. Amanda Sinclair has always been a character defined by her strength, intelligence, and grace under pressure. But this time, her poise is mixed with pain. Since leaving town after Devon's betrayal and the emotional fallout that followed, Amanda has undergone a transformation. She's stronger, sharper, and ready to make people answer for their actions. Her reappearance will be nothing short of electric, especially for Devon, who is blindsided when Amanda walks into the Grand Phoenix looking flawless and fierce. The look in her eyes tells Devon everything he needs to know. She's not here for reconciliation. She's here for closure, or war. Devon's relationship with Abby may have stabilized on the surface, but Amanda's return threatens to crack that fragile calm. Deep down, Devon has never truly dealt with the guilt he carries for how things ended. Amanda, always a woman of control, was humiliated, blindsided by the man she trusted most. Now, she's ready to take her power back, but not through destruction, through confrontation. The face-off that follows is pure soap opera gold. When Amanda and Devon finally come face to face, the room practically vibrates with tension. Devon starts to apologize, his voice soft, his eyes pleading for understanding, but Amanda cuts him off with icy calm. She doesn't want his excuses. She wants acknowledgement. She wants him to admit that what he did broke something inside her, something she's been struggling to rebuild ever since. But Devon, ever the man torn between love and loyalty, insists he made a mistake but didn't mean to hurt her. Amanda isn't having it. She delivers a powerful monologue about respect, betrayal, and how easy it is for people like Devon to move on while women like her are left to pick up the pieces. Their words cut deep, echoing not just their past relationship but a broader commentary on trust and forgiveness. Meanwhile, Abby can't help but feel the heat of Amanda's return. Despite her efforts to put the affair, please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Behind her, Amanda's presence brings it all rushing back. Abby, always used to being the one in control, finds herself rattled. She knows that Amanda is not someone who fights dirty, but someone who fights smart, and that's even more dangerous. Sparks are sure to fly when Amanda crosses paths with Abby at society. The exchange will be sharp, polite on the surface, but dripping with underlying venom. Abby tries to maintain the upper hand, suggesting that everyone's moved on, but Amanda's knowing smirk says otherwise. She tells Abby, moving on isn't the same as being forgiven. Don't confuse silence for peace. That line alone will send shivers through fans who've missed Amanda's razor-sharp delivery. But Amanda's comeback isn't just about confronting Devon and Abby. She's also got unfinished business with her old rival, Phyllis Summers. During her time in Genoa City, Amanda and Phyllis shared a tense friendship built on mutual respect but occasional mistrust. Now that Phyllis is once again entangled in drama, this time with Tucker McCall and her own ambitious schemes, Amanda might find herself pulled back into the chaos. In fact, Amanda may even team up with Phyllis to expose Tucker's shady dealings, especially if it helps her gain leverage against Devon and Chancellor Winters. It's a move that would show Amanda's growth, no longer the heartbroken woman scorned, but a power player who knows how to use strategy to win. Her legal expertise and sharp instincts could make her a formidable ally or enemy, depending on where her loyalties lie. As Amanda reclaims her space, her presence could also stir trouble for other Genoa City couples. Nate Hastings, her ex-lover, is likely to find himself revisiting old feelings. Though Nate has moved on, seeing Amanda again could bring back memories of the woman who once grounded him before ambition took over. Could the writers be planting the seeds of a new triangle involving Amanda, Nate, and Audra Charles? If so, it's sure to explode into another round of personal and professional chaos. Speaking of Audra, Amanda's sharp intuition could make her the perfect person to see through Audra's manipulations. Audra has been playing dangerous games, from seducing powerful men to scheming her way into corporate influence. Amanda, with her attorney's mind and no-nonsense attitude, won't fall for it. In fact, she might even expose Audra's darkest secrets, turning her into Genoa City's new Avenger. The possibilities are endless, and thrilling. Fans who have missed Mishael Morgan's presence on the show are in for a treat. Amanda's re-entry injects fresh life into storylines that have grown comfortable. Her unique combination of intellect, vulnerability, and fire makes her one of the most compelling characters to reintroduce. With the right writing, Amanda could easily become the heart of a new era in Genoa City, a moral compass who isn't afraid to get her hands dirty when justice is on the line. There's also speculation that Amanda's return may be connected to a larger plot twist involving Chancellor Winters. Rumors suggest she may have been working behind the scenes on a legal case that directly impacts the company. If that's true, Amanda's face-off may not only be personal, it could have high-stakes corporate implications. Imagine the chaos if she arrives with documents proving misconduct, or evidence that Tucker and Devon have been involved in questionable business practices. That kind of revelation could turn the entire company upside down and put Amanda in the driver's seat of one of Y&R's most intense business wars yet. The emotional side of Amanda's return cannot be overstated. She's endured tremendous loss in her life, her sister Hillary's death, her strained family connections, and the betrayal that drove her from town. Now she's back, stronger, but not unscarred. Her face-off isn't just about calling people out, it's about reclaiming her narrative, proving that she's not defined by heartbreak or abandonment. Viewers can expect powerful performances as Amanda confronts not just Devon and Abby, but the ghosts of her past. Her storyline could even pave the way for her to reconnect with her biological mother, Nia Benedict, or perhaps uncover a new family secret. The writers have a golden opportunity to deepen Amanda's backstory, exploring her roots and how they shaped her resilience. As Genoa City braces for Amanda's wrath, fans can anticipate ripple effects across multiple storylines. Lily Winters may find herself caught in the middle, torn between loyalty to her brother Devon and her respect for Amanda. Billy Abbott might even enter the mix, offering Amanda unexpected support, creating another layer of intrigue. One thing is clear, Amanda, please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Sinclair's face-off is not just another confrontation, it's a reckoning. It's about truth, power, and redemption. It's about reminding everyone that Amanda may have been knocked down, but she never stayed down. Her intelligence, grace, and determination are unmatched, and this time, she's taking no prisoners. In the coming weeks, Y&R viewers should prepare for a series of tense showdowns, shocking truths, and emotional payoffs. Amanda's return promises to shift dynamics, challenge alliances, and breathe new life into the canvas. The legal eagle is back, and she's ready to soar higher than ever before. Whether she chooses revenge, redemption, or reinvention, one thing is certain, Amanda Sinclair's face-off will leave Genoa City forever changed. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis Summers busted. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, March 20th reveal that Phyllis will get busted. Diane will catch Phyllis snooping around. Phyllis will probably have a cover story for Diane. However, will Phyllis also have to answer questions from Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis Summers busted. Genoa City's most notorious schemer, Phyllis Summers, has once again landed herself in a storm of deceit, manipulation, and consequences. But this time, the stakes are higher than ever. The woman who has managed to wiggle her way out of nearly every scandal she's faced might finally be cornered. As the walls close in, Phyllis finds herself exposed, betrayed, and dangerously close to losing everything she's fought for, her freedom, her family, and her reputation. For years, Phyllis has been known for her cunning mind and unapologetic boldness. Whether she's manipulating business rivals, sabotaging relationships, or spinning elaborate lies to get what she wants, no one plays the game quite like Red. But even a master strategist can miscalculate, and that's exactly what's happening now. Recent actions have finally caught up to her, and this time, there's no easy way out. The whispers began when her sudden involvement in several shady dealings started to raise red flags. It began with her alliance with Tucker McCall, a man whose name alone screams trouble. Tucker's motives have always been murky, and Phyllis's decision to align herself with him drew suspicion from day one. What started as a business arrangement designed to regain her financial independence quickly spiraled into a dangerous dance of lies and cover-ups. Now, Phyllis is in over her head, and the truth is starting to unravel. The breaking point comes when new evidence surfaces tying Phyllis to a major corporate leak at Chancellor Winters. Devon, Lily, and Billy begin piecing together how confidential files about their merger negotiations mysteriously ended up in Tucker's hands, and all signs point back to Phyllis. When Devon confronts her, she denies everything, her voice trembling with that familiar mix of righteous indignation and guilt. But Devon isn't buying it. His voice rises as he tells her he's tired of her games and manipulation. It's a confrontation that stings, not just because she's being accused, but because deep down, Phyllis knows she's guilty. Her desperation to stay ahead of everyone, to prove she's still a player in Genoa City's power game, has led her straight into a trap of her own making. Phyllis's next move only makes things worse. Instead of coming clean, she doubles down, spinning another web of lies. She convinces herself she can outsmart Tucker, control the narrative, and turn suspicion away from her. But Tucker is no fool. When she tries to blackmail him into silence, he flips the script, threatening to expose her role in their shady business dealings unless she does exactly what he wants. The tables have turned, and for once, Phyllis is not in control. Things take a darker turn when Christine Williams gets involved. Christine has always had a complicated history with Phyllis, and their rivalry spans decades. When Christine catches wind of Phyllis's latest escapades, she sees an opportunity to finally hold her accountable. This time, it's not personal, it's justice. Christine begins gathering evidence, working with Chancellor to dig into Phyllis's activities. What they uncover shocks even them. Not only was Phyllis involved. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. In the corporate espionage scandal, but there are also traces of money laundering and manipulation of digital records to hide her involvement. As the investigation heats up, Chance issues a warrant for questioning. Phyllis is blindsided when the cops show up at her door. The image of her standing there, shocked, furious, and terrified, will become one of Y&R's most memorable moments. The woman who once faked her own death is now facing very real legal trouble. The scene where Phyllis is taken in for questioning will be electric. She tries to remain calm, using her signature sarcasm as a shield, but her eyes give away her fear. When Christine walks into the interrogation room, the tension is palpable. "You've finally gone too far, Phyllis," Christine says coldly. "And this time, I'm going to make sure you pay for it." Phyllis's reply, dripping with venom, is classic red. "You've been trying to ruin me for years, Cricket. You might think you've won, but you always underestimate me." But even her bravado can't hide the truth. Phyllis is cracking. Her children, Summer and Daniel, are caught in the middle. Summer is furious that her mother keeps self-destructing, while Daniel is torn between love and frustration. He knows Phyllis is capable of great things, but he also knows she's her own worst enemy. Their emotional scenes will tug at fans' hearts as they grapple with whether to support or distance themselves from their mother. Summer, who has been trying to build a stable life with Kyle, finds herself once again dragged into her mother's chaos. She confronts Phyllis in a heartbreaking scene where she says, "You keep saying you do this for us, but all you do is hurt us." Those words pierce through Phyllis like a knife. For all her bluster, her children are her weakness. Seeing disappointment in their eyes devastates her more than any legal threat ever could. Meanwhile, Tucker, realizing Phyllis is a liability, begins to distance himself. He leaks more information to cover his own tracks, effectively throwing her under the bus. Once the golden manipulator, Phyllis now finds herself the pawn. It's a humbling, painful fall from grace. But Phyllis Summers is not one to stay down for long. Even as she's backed into a corner, her mind is racing, searching for a way to turn the tables. She knows how to play dirty, and if she's going down, she's not going alone. She begins plotting her next move from within the chaos, collecting evidence, digging into Tucker's shady background, and identifying weak links she can exploit. There's a thrilling sense of tension as Phyllis decides to go rogue, taking matters into her own hands to clear her name. But the question is, will she do it for justice or revenge? Jack Abbott, the man who has loved and hated Phyllis in equal measure, finds himself drawn back into her orbit. Despite everything, Jack still feels something for her. He tries to help her, warning her to be honest before things get worse. Their scenes are emotionally charged, a reminder of their fiery history. Jack's compassion melts through her defenses for a moment, and she almost confesses, but her pride stops her. She pushes him away, whispering, "You deserve better than me, Jack." He replies softly, "I've always known that, but I never stopped hoping you'd prove me wrong." Their exchange is bittersweet, loaded with pain and nostalgia. As the investigation deepens, Christine finally gathers enough evidence to bring formal charges. Phyllis's world begins to crumble. The media gets wind of the scandal, turning her into Genoa City's headline villain once again. Old enemies rejoice while former allies abandon her. But amidst the chaos, Phyllis does what she does best, she fights back. Using her brilliance and cunning, she begins to piece together the real story, suspecting that Tucker orchestrated the entire thing to frame her. She digs into digital records, hiring a hacker to trace the origin of the leaks. What she discovers shocks her. Tucker and Audra Charles have been manipulating her from the start. Armed with proof, Phyllis storms into Tucker's office for one of the most explosive showdowns in Y&R history. Her fiery rage ignites as she slams a folder of evidence on his desk. "You thought you could use me? You underestimated me, Tucker. Big mistake." The scene that follows is pure soap gold, two master manipulators going head-to-head, trading insults and threats like verbal daggers. By the end, Phyllis emerges victorious, turning over the evidence to Christine in a shocking twist. Christine, stunned by Phyllis's unexpected cooperation, reluctantly drops the charges. But even as Phyllis walks free, she's not the same woman. The ordeal has changed her. Her bravado remains, but the cracks are visible. She's seen what her choices have cost her, and for the first time in a long time, she questions who she's become. The fallout ripples across Genoa City. Summer tries to rebuild trust with her mother, Daniel seeks distance, and Jack quietly admits to Diane that part of him will always love Phyllis despite everything. It's a sobering reminder that Phyllis Summers may be free, but she'll never truly escape her own shadow. As The Young and the Restless moves forward, fans can expect Phyllis to channel her energy into redemption, or possibly revenge. Knowing her, the line between the two will blur dangerously. Whether she rebuilds or self-destructs remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Phyllis Summers being busted is not her ending, it's the start of her most powerful transformation yet. Genoa City better watch out, because Red may have been caught, but she's not finished. Not by a long shot. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis Summers' dangerous comeback. The dust may have settled after Phyllis Summers' shocking bust, but anyone who knows her understands one simple truth: she doesn't stay down for long. Genoa City has seen her lose everything before, only for her to rise from the ashes with a fiery vengeance. This time, however, the stakes are even higher. Betrayal, humiliation, and the sting of public disgrace have lit a fire in Phyllis that won't easily burn out. As she rebuilds her life from the ruins, she's not just out for redemption, she's out for payback. The fiery redhead has always lived life on her own terms. Her intelligence and her ability to manipulate situations to her advantage have made her one of the most feared women in town. But the events that led to her being busted have left deep scars. She trusted the wrong people, made dangerous alliances, and found herself used as a pawn in Tucker McCall's games. Now, she's done playing the fool. Phyllis is determined to take control again, and this time, she's not pulling her punches. After escaping the legal noose thanks to her own quick thinking and last-minute evidence that cleared her name, Phyllis retreats into silence. Friends and family assume she's laying low, trying to heal, but behind closed doors, she's plotting. Tucker, Audra, and even Christine are on her list, each for different reasons. Tucker for using her, Audra for manipulating the situation, and Christine for relishing her downfall. Phyllis has always been about strategy, and this time, she's playing the long game. She begins working quietly, using her tech skills and contacts to rebuild her influence. She knows the corporate world inside and out, and she's ready to strike where it hurts most, the bank accounts and reputations of those who crossed her. She starts by targeting Audra. After uncovering Audra's history of betrayal and corporate theft, Phyllis plants evidence to make it appear that Audra has been leaking sensitive Newman Media data. The move is risky, but brilliant. She knows Victor and Nikki won't tolerate internal betrayal. When the Newman family turns their wrath toward Audra, Phyllis smiles behind the scenes, watching the dominoes fall. But Phyllis's vengeance isn't purely malicious, it's methodical, a mix of revenge and self-preservation. She sees herself as cleaning up the corruption that almost destroyed her. When she takes down Tucker, however, things get personal. Tucker has always been dangerous, charismatic, calculating, and ruthless. When he realizes Phyllis is sabotaging him, he retaliates by digging into her past. Soon, Phyllis finds herself the target of blackmail again, but this time, she's ready. She records one of their confrontations, where Tucker admits to manipulating her and fabricating evidence. With that proof, she not only clears her name publicly but also ruins Tucker's reputation in Genoa City. The once untouchable mogul is left scrambling, and Phyllis finally has her victory. But revenge never comes without a cost. The emotional toll on Phyllis begins to show. She's exhausted, haunted by the pain she's caused and the bridges she's burned. Even when she wins, she feels hollow. Her relationships with Daniel and Summer are strained beyond repair. Summer tries to reach her mother, reminding her that there's still time to start over, to stop the cycle of destruction. "You don't have to prove anything anymore, Mom. Just be happy, Summer pleads. For a brief moment, Phyllis softens. She wants to believe she can start over, that forgiveness is possible, but forgiveness is a luxury she's never been good at giving herself. Meanwhile, Christine, despite everything, can't shake her unease. She knows Phyllis too well to believe that her sudden redemption arc is genuine. She warns Chance to keep an eye on her, convinced that Red's newfound peace is just another illusion. When Chance later discovers financial irregularities tied to Tucker's downfall, the trail once again leads back to Phyllis. Christine confronts her at the Grand Phoenix in one of their most heated showdowns yet. You might have everyone fooled, Phyllis, Christine spits, but not me. You don't know how to live without chaos. Phyllis smirks, eyes blazing. Maybe I am chaos, cricket. Maybe that's why I always win. The tension between them is electric, two fierce women locked in a lifelong rivalry that refuses to die. This confrontation reignites old flames, of hate, jealousy, and grudging respect. It's soap opera perfection. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott can't stay away. Despite everything, despite the lies and the pain, his heart still gravitates toward Phyllis. He sees glimpses of the woman he once loved, the brilliance, the vulnerability, the fire. Diane warns him not to get pulled back in, reminding him that Phyllis thrives on destruction. But Jack can't help himself. In a tender scene, he visits Phyllis late at night, finding her sitting alone in her hotel suite, staring out at the Genoa city skyline. You've always been your own worst enemy, Jack says softly. Phyllis turns, her voice breaking slightly. I don't want to be anymore. It's a rare moment of honesty from a woman who's built walls around herself for years. But as much as Jack wants to believe she can change, there's a glimmer in her eyes that tells him otherwise. The game isn't over, it's just evolving. Phyllis soon finds herself pulled into another whirlwind when Newman Enterprises becomes embroiled in a hacking scandal. The company's security systems are breached, and all fingers point to an outside source. But what no one knows is that Phyllis has been monitoring Newman's systems for months, trying to expose Tucker's prior manipulations. Now, she's caught in a dangerous crossfire. Victoria Newman confronts her, accusing her of corporate sabotage. Phyllis denies it, insisting she was only trying to help, but the confrontation reignites old rivalries between two of Genoa City's most powerful women. Victoria doesn't buy Phyllis's excuses, and their showdown turns fiery fast. You're nothing but trouble, Phyllis, Victoria hisses. You always have been. Phyllis steps closer, her voice low and cutting. And yet somehow, I always land on my feet. Can you say the same? It's a battle of egos, power, and survival, a classic Y&R moment that leaves viewers breathless. As the chaos unfolds, Phyllis begins to see how much destruction her thirst for control has caused. Her children are distant, her reputation is shredded, and even her victories feel hollow. She's left wondering if the woman she's become is even worth saving. For the first time, we see cracks in her armor. The fiery redhead begins to question whether she can change or if she's destined to repeat the same patterns forever. Then comes the twist no one sees coming. Someone begins blackmailing Phyllis using evidence from her earlier schemes, the money transfers, the false files, the secret recordings. She's trapped, once again a prisoner of her own games. The identity of her blackmailer remains a mystery, but all signs point to a shocking figure, Jeremy Stark, the man everyone believed was long gone. His return sends shockwaves through Genoa City, and when he confronts Phyllis, the tension is palpable. You thought you could erase me, Red, he sneers. You owe me. And now, you're going to pay. The terror in Phyllis's eyes is real, but so is her resolve. She refuses to be anyone's victim again. The battle between Phyllis and Jeremy is dark, dangerous, and thrilling. It pushes her to the edge, forcing her to decide who she really wants to be. In the end, Phyllis outsmarts Jeremy one last time, turning his threats against him and ensuring his permanent downfall. But it comes at a cost. Her soul feels heavier than ever. The season ends with Phyllis standing alone in the Grand Phoenix lobby, staring at her reflection in the glass doors. Her voice, quiet but defiant, says it all: they can bust me, break me, bury me, but I'll always rise. It's the perfect closing line for a character who refuses to be tamed. Whether fans love her or loathe her, Phyllis Summers remains one of Genoa City's most iconic forces, a woman who burns bright, fights harder, and always comes back for more. Her bust may have been public, her mistakes undeniable, but if there's one thing history has taught us, it's this: never count Phyllis Summers out. Y&R spoilers, Monday, March 2025. Fans can also expect Lily to meet up with Daniel Romalotti Jr., Michael Graziadei. Plus, Nikki and Tracy will discuss the upcoming Bicentennial Gala, which comes during the soap's 50th anniversary. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, March 20th? What are your predictions for Amanda, Lily, Jill, Devon and Abby? What does the future hold for Phyllis, Diane, Jack, Jeremy Stark, James Hyde, Nikki, Tracy and the other residents of Genoa City? Share your thoughts and remember to keep watching the CBS soap to find out what happens next. What is this? Report ad. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back often for the